has been the hottest quarterback in pro football, not just for a game or two, for a month, for 4 straight games, 16 touchdowns to 0 interceptions. And I dare say that Russell Wilson has played in the elite level.
Russell Wilson has been sensational. He's been completing about 77.8% of his passes from the pocket. He's connected about 80% of his passes. Sometimes he's targeted Doug Baldwin.
Yep.
You look at the guy's got 24 touchdowns, just 1 interception in his last 7 games. This is what.
Wait, say that again.
24 touchdowns.
24 to 1?
Just 1 interception in his last
That is
7 games.
incredible.
It is incredible.
Yeah.
He's an MVP candidate. Russell Wilson has been nothing short of spectacular.
Russell Wilson is on a 5-game tear that has him outplaying presumptive MVP Cam Newton in almost every aspect of the game.
You can argue that he has the defense, he's had beast mode, blah, blah, blah. But lately, Russell Wilson has carried this football team.
Over the past 5 games, Wilson has had a QBR of 94.8.
He's not the fastest, he's not the biggest, he doesn't have the best arm, he just creates magic.
When we look at the Russell Wilson that we've been watching, yes, we see the 145.9 passer rating over the last 4 games and 16 touchdowns to 0 interceptions. We get all of that. His QBR has been over 70 3 of his 4 seasons in the National Football League. And oh, by the way, he's been to 2 Super Bowls.
Russell has time. Now he's going to look. He's going to let it fly. Got a man wide open in the end zone. Touchdown, Seahawks! Jermaine Kearse in the right side of the end zone. 1st and 10 at the Carolina 40. I-backs this time. Lynch is back in the game. Wing off the near side. Lynch is going to throw it back to Russell, who's now looking, has a man, lock it all the way in the end zone. He reaches up. He makes the catch.
Skip, I'm going to go a step deeper. Russell Wilson is in his 4th NFL season. He has never had a record worse than 11-5, which was his first year, won 13 and 12 the following 2 years respectively. He could probably go 11-5, assuming they run the table for the rest of this regular season. This guy's got 98 touchdowns. He's got just 33 interceptions. He has never thrown more than 10 interceptions in any season in his young NFL career.
He's 5 feet 10 inches tall. He's not Andrew Luck. He's not RG3. But there is a growing sentiment and a bigger growing argument that some people think in some ways he's better.
Maybe, just maybe, we need to be talking about Russell Wilson.
Agreed.
On a very elite level. Maybe we need to give him the respect that he deserves and he has earned. He's not somebody, Skip, 3rd round pick, obviously, being at North Carolina State, then Wisconsin. We know his story. But the biggest thing about him, Skip, is that this guy, you don't marvel at his ability just because of his elusivity on the field and his level of production. Let's give the guy credit where it's due. How about his commitment? How about the fact that you had people questioning his authenticity, not just as a player, but as a man? Why don't you get into that? Why don't we get into the fact that this guy has had to overcome odds each and every step of the way, from being a collegiate to being a professional football player? He wasn't tough enough. He wasn't real enough. He didn't vibe with the players. He didn't do this. He didn't do that.
Russell Wilson, arm A+, feet A+, IQ A+. He's a top 5 quarterback in the NFL.
And all he's done is dedicate himself in the most elite football league in this nation, and he has produced on the very highest level imaginable. We need to give this kid his respect where it's due.
A guy this little can go in the National Football League and play big boy football and be a franchise quarterback. I said if that were to happen, he would have to be exceptional at the other dozens of layers of quarterback play. And by golly, he is exceptional at every layer.
He came into the season, off the radar because he wasn't one of these acclaimed quarterbacks like Andrew Luck or RG3 coming into the season, and not a lot of people initially thought that he would win the job. The fact that Russell Wilson was even able to wrestle the starting position away from a guy that they signed to be the starter, I think is pretty impressive in and of itself.
Until you see what Russell Wilson does behind the scenes, and you obviously see what he does on game days, even if he wasn't going to be the starter, you better hope that, if you were the starter, if you were Flynn or whoever, that you better not roll your ankle one day or have the flu or miss one day of practice, because he will not. He is a relentless competitor, and he's so contagious.
Russell Wilson is a person that has defied odds throughout his life. He's a miniature dude. He wasn't expected to do a lot of things, whether it was at NC State or Wisconsin. He's a game changer. He's a playmaker, and he's a quintessential leader. And to be this young and labeled that way, my hat's off to him.
A slot to the right side. Here comes the blitz. Russell has a free play, throws downfield, got a man out there, slogging it, makes the catch down the far sidelines. He is in.
He's done an excellent job throughout the season. He has tremendous leadership skills. He's obviously has great athletic ability. He throws the ball well. He carries himself.
He was the ideal individual for their system and for what they wanted to do. They knew that he would be their quarterback. No one, however, predicted that he would have the level of success that he's had.
When it is money time, Russell Wilson rises and shines way above his 5 feet 10 inch and 3/4 height.
Really, he carries himself beyond his years, and you wouldn't look at him and think of him as being a first-year player, but he's been terrific, and clearly he's a big reason why that Seattle team has been able to do what they've done.